any type of healing that you're going to administer to anybody, you should always know you're calling in God for Him to take care of the complete being, body, mind, and soul, or spirit. And when we do this type of healing, it enables the person to connect to God as you connect to God. See, you're connecting first. You're the connection. And that's going to go right along down like an electric current. And so often we just take it for granted. But it's really something that's very special. And if we treat every healing like it is so wonderful that God is present, that God is right beside us when we're doing that. What a wonderful, that's when miracles happen. We worry too much about, I think, our intention, but we worry too much about, is this person doing it right? Is that person doing it right? There is no right. Everyone is a unique individual. We got to remember that. So when we do this, we have to be very careful on how we focus, don't we? We have to focus our energy in a very clear pattern. And you hear a lot of times that it goes where it needs to go, and I believe that. But I also believe, this is my truth, only my truth, and I'm telling you it's only my truth. When we do that, and we're doing an injustice to that individual that's sitting on that chair, if we are talking to another person while we're doing the healing. How inferior does that person feel that's sitting on that chair if they're not getting that full attention from you and your energy? Because right away, when you do that, what's happening? What is this? Energy. You see how you're depleting some of that energy? Think about these things. Because I think it's very important that I know when I receive, I can only talk for myself, when I receive a healing, I want it serene. I want to feel that energy, and I don't want to be distracted. And I think there's a lot of people out there that feel that same way. And so, when we do all these things, we got to take our vows seriously, don't we? We really do. This is, I don't think I guess you could, when we talk about vows, some people say, oh, I don't know if I can do a vow. And when you think of some of the vows that are taken that are broken every day, this is a vow that you shouldn't break. When you say, I commit myself to your service, God, you're committing. I have the call. You have to have the call. Not the call in order to make money on it. Because as a metaphysical minister, let me tell you, you give more, but you're going to receive at the end. You see what I'm saying? Your glory is going to come somewhere when you don't expect it. And that's what we have to remember. And when called to serve, respond above all things personal. Respond to all things. What does that mean? Think about that. What that means, if I'm called at 2 o'clock in the morning, someone's in the hospital, what do? We get up and we go. We don't say, wait, I got to sleep. Wait, I have to do my hair. Wait, I have to get up early tomorrow. I just can't do it. I'll be in the morning. How many times, as a chaplain, did I hear that from other ministers? I don't want our ministers to be that way. I should mention, this is my personal motivation for the ministry. When I took the course, we had to do all this work. So this is truly what I believe, but I really feel the ministry should, when you do this, it's so important. Why am I saying that? When we respond to those needs of other people, the reward is much greater than you're going to ever imagine. If you think you have a high when you just do healing or anything, wait till you can go aside of a bedside and reach down and touch that individual with such divine love, knowing that God is right there with you, and how they're feeling, and how you can help them advance into another world. That's the feeling of glory. And I'm honored that I've had several of those occasions. So we have to always explore our conveyance with God. Is this your life purpose, that you need to serve God and walk with others? Not trying to convert them, but to be there for them, to love them. And you know how hard it is sometimes if you see someone that may not be to our liking. What do? We see someone on the street and he might not be clean, and he might have his nose running, he might have a beard that's dirty, and he asks for help. What do? What do? Do we say, let's talk about it? What can I do to help you? Or do we walk away? Stop and think about this. Because we don't know who that person is, do we? We never know who that person is that's reaching out to us. We never know. And that's so important. So when we remember that God and you are co-creators together, and you walk through life together, that's an important thing. And what gives you comfort? Does prayer give you comfort? When you're upset, can you just get in that peace of mind when you think of God, when you can go to that holy place within your mind and be settled? That's very difficult to do, but it can be done. Because we create our own heaven and we create our own hell, don't we? Think about that. We can have life good or we can have life bad. If we think, well, we get up in the morning, we're going to be sick, that's hell, right? If we get up in the morning and say, this is a lousy day, that's hell. But if we get up in the morning and say, Lord, make it for me today, or just let me have that peace today. Because everybody is a unique part of God, and everybody worships to God in their own personal way. Some people don't have to do prayer. They do a constant thinking of what is good, a positive. And in this world today, I have to say, it's very hard to be positive 100% of the time. But you know what? We can do it. And you often hear me say, John Baker Eddy had said one time, if I had 12 kahunas to settle around Hawaii, we would never be attacked again. Think about that. They could hold the energy of peace. And I think we, as a small group, could hold that energy of peace. But it would take a lot of doing, a lot of positive thinking. So every time we think something like, let's change that, let's revert it. Because everybody is a unique part of God. Everybody. How many people believe that? That we are all a very unique part of God. We're part of that large oversoul. And we're the little part. Where we say big G and little g. So we're a little g. And know that you can call on God, and everybody calls on God in very, very various ways. Many names. I think the Kabbalah teaches 72 names of God. And I'm sure, I think a lot of other religions that we might not even know call him other names. We happen to call it God. You hear some people afraid to say God, so they'll say universal energy or creator or, and that's okay. That's what their belief is. So we have to respect that. And do you have the faith enough to know that God will give you the guidance? That's a hard one, especially when we have lack, especially when there isn't enough to go around. Do we have the faith to say, it'll be there? Think about that. God speaks to every one of us. It's the inner knowing we have. It's the inner knowing within. Just as the song, My God is an Awesome God. Did you ever hear that song? That's wonderful. If you don't have it, go find it. It's wonderful. It lifts you up. When you're down, it really makes you feel good. And I really feel our God that we serve is an awesome God. When we know that all our needs are met each day. Each day. Think about that. God gave us everything we need. He gave us everything. He gave us healers. He gave us doctors. He gave us counselors. He gave everybody the knowledge to help each other. And we need to respect that. So when we believe that God with the Holy Spirit are the light of the universe, and you're part of God, think of that. You're part of God. You're part of that energy. Isn't that wonderful to feel that way? It is. Do we have any questions about that? Any questions on the motivation? What are you motivated for? So in a minute, what we're going to do